Ravenswood, once a thriving small town, is now a place overshadowed by dread. It is known for its chilling fog and decaying Victorian-era buildings, particularly the infamous Ravenswood Asylum. Abandoned decades ago after a series of mysterious and violent events, the asylum has become the focal point of the town's dark legends. Harper Blake, a dedicated journalist, is jolted back to Ravenswood by a desperate call from her mother, who informs her of her brother Ethan's sudden disappearance. Despite the strained relationship with her family, Harper feels compelled to return and uncover the truth. Her journey back to her hometown is filled with mixed emotions, memories of her childhood, the estrangement from her family, and the lingering shadows of the past. Arriving at Ethan's apartment, Harper is struck by the eerie stillness. She discovers a journal filled with Ethan's meticulous notes about the asylum, and a hand-drawn map marked with strange symbols. Ethan's last entries hint at his growing obsession with the asylum's history, and his belief in something supernatural at play. Harper's heart aches as she realizes how little she knew about her brother's recent struggles and passions. Harper meets Detective Lucas Gray, a pragmatic and grounded man who is initially dismissive of her supernatural theories. Lucas has his own demons, having lost his wife to an unsolved case that still haunts him. Their first meeting is tense, with Lucas skeptical of Harper's intentions. However, as they go through Ethan's notes together, Lucas begins to see the depth of the mystery and the sincerity in Harper's determination. The investigation leads them to Evelyn Blackwood, a psychic shunned by the community due to her troubled past and eerie abilities. Evelyn is initially reluctant to help, haunted by visions of her own failures. Harper's desperation and Lucas's skepticism challenge Evelyn, forcing her to confront her own fears. She agrees to join them, driven by a chance to redeem herself and her abilities. As the trio delves into the history of the Ravenswood Asylum, they uncover the sinister legacy of Dr. Matthias Crowe, a doctor whose cruel experiments on patients led to countless deaths. The asylum's records, hidden in the town's archives, reveal stories of suffering, madness, and supernatural occurrences. Harper feels a deep connection to the stories of the asylum's victims, empathizing with their pain and desperation. Their investigation is fraught with unsettling events. Harper experiences vivid nightmares and hears whispers calling her name. Lucas, usually stoic, begins to see fleeting shadows and feel an oppressive presence. Evelyn's psychic abilities reveal tortured souls trapped in the asylum, their anguish palpable. These experiences bring the trio closer, forging a bond as they share their fears and vulnerabilities. Evelyn conducts a séance, hoping to communicate with the spirits of the asylum. They encounter Dr. Crowe's vengeful spirit, who reveals his malevolent plans to continue his experiments from beyond the grave. Harper is confronted with visions of Ethan, bound and tormented, and the reality of the danger they all face hits her hard. The séance ends in chaos as the spirits' rage manifests violently, leaving them shaken but more determined. Harper uncovers a personal connection to the asylum. Her great-grandmother was a patient who suffered under Dr. Crowe's care. This revelation adds a new layer of urgency and emotional weight to her mission. Harper feels a mix of anger, fear, and a deep-seated need to right the wrongs of the past. She shares an emotional moment with Lucas, who opens up about his wife's death, revealing his own guilt and unresolved grief. In the heart of the asylum, where the trio prepares to confront Dr. Crowe's spirit. Harper, armed with her great-grandmother's diary, Lucas with his resolve to protect the living, and Evelyn with her psychic abilities, they face the spirit in a tense and harrowing showdown. Evelyn channels the spirits of the victims, giving them the strength to weaken Dr. Crowe. Harper's emotional plea to her brother and the spirits, invoking their shared pain and desire for peace, is a turning point. With Dr. Crowe's spirit vanquished and the souls of the asylum's victims freed, the oppressive atmosphere lifts. Harper finds Ethan, traumatized but alive, hidden in a secret room where Dr. Crowe had planned to continue his experiments. The siblings' reunion is poignant, filled with tears, apologies, and a renewed bond. The asylum, now a place of peace, begins to crumble as if its purpose has been fulfilled. Harper and Ethan return home, their relationship strengthened by their shared ordeal. Lucas, now a believer in the supernatural, continues his work with a new perspective and a sense of closure regarding his wife's death. Evelyn, having redeemed herself, finds acceptance and a new sense of purpose in the community.